We're here. Yeah! What's good, guys? Your boy, Good Savage, back again for another Savage Talk live. Hope everyone's doing well. It's good to be back, of course. If you're new to the channel, shout out to you for coming over. If you're a regular subscriber, if you're part of the Demon Team, welcome. You know, like that. We're here to talk good old wrestling. There aren't many super stories to talk about. We just want to talk wrestling. So I'm going to let you guys take it away today a little bit more. You know what I mean? And obviously, we've got a Q&A and everything like that. We talk about, you know. So, how's everyone doing, man? It's good to see everyone back. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's good in the chat. Hope everyone's families are well. And everyone's keeping themselves healthy. You know what I mean? Put down the takeaway. Pick up some salad. You know what I mean? Get moving. Get them steps in. Yeah, a couple squats. Yeah, a couple push-ups and that. Couple pull-ups. Do all of that. You get me? And we'll be all right, man. We'll be all right. You get me? You can't let... Yeah. The world's a bit of a mad place right now, and it ain't getting any better. It's been getting progressively worse. Yeah. Sensitive Sallies are out. You get me? The tampon boys are out in full force. And in the wrestling world... Well, online in the wrestling world, ain't no better either. Yeah, but let's get into the chat. See what everyone's saying. Nah, man, I love it, bro. Okay. Who's in the chat? Let me go from the beginning. Demon Team is here, but I won't be today. Enjoy the stream. Apologies, Savage. Hope you're good, bro. Morris, my guy. I appreciate the comment, bro. You know what I mean? Life goes on. You got stuff to do. It's all good, man. I know you're going to be back whenever we do the next stream. You get me? Shout out to you. Morris Rain says, R.I.P. NXT. Yeah. Seen that they're doing a little rebranding and that. R.I.P. the black and gold, man. R.I.P. the black and gold. Brown Chang in the chat. R.I.P. NXT. My guy, my son. Yeah, man. Get me? Them bright colors and the white and that and the little rainbow NXT. We know why the rainbow NXT is there. I got no problem with the rainbow. But, yeah. Keep your little PG stuff to yourself. Wrestling's dying slowly. Anyway. Shout out to David Tate Jr. in the chat. Pro Wrestling Savage, well, what are you saying, brother? I hope you're well. I mean in the chat, hello, Savage. Hello to you. I hope you're well as well. Spiky 2. I'm not, listen, if you got numbers in your 9, I ain't reading it out because I sound like an idiot reading out code numbers and that. But Big Man came with the swearing and that. Spiky says, Raw was good. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All right, bro. No need to swear. Yeah, I mean, you sound like one of them sensitive salads I was talking about, tampon boy. If you think Raw was good, I have no issue with you thinking Raw was good. But sadly for you, I am the founder of this channel. So I can say whatever the I want to say. You know what I mean? That's the public service announcement to anyone else who's got a problem with the fact that I don't like Raw. We can debate because I love a debate. There's no facts in it. There's no facts in that Raw was trash. You know what I mean? See a couple people out there talking about we only talk facts on our channel. You can't really talk facts about, you know, Raw being trash. Because it's down to public opinion. It is not football where, you know, you win the game or you lose the game. This is sports entertainment. And if you're entertained by it, then it's obviously good. And if you're not entertained by it, then it's not good to you. It's very simple. Very simple concept. But some people living in the dream world, I understand that, you get me? Some people's uncle touched up their leg when they was younger. I understand, bro, you get me? Go see a psychologist, then come back to the channel. You know them way there. Anna, heel doors in the chat. You know, like that. Only Spurs fan I ever speak to, yeah? Shout out to you, Anna. Reporting for business, you know, like that. Prime baller, you know them way there. What's up, Savage? Shout out to you, Nima, of course. Demon Team alumni. Paying man into the chat. Okay. F for Beaver. Kevin Dunn decided on the logo. Yeah, the NXT logo is a bit trash. Yeah, I mean, the whole concept of NXT, the whole branding around it's been the black and gold brand, the black and gold of NXT. And you go to white and rainbow colors. Just allow me with it, bruh. You get me? You know what's going to happen next. The belt's going to be like all white, and then the end's going to be pink, and then the X is going to be blue, and then the T is going to be yellow. You know where we're going with this, bro. Got some LED lights in there. You know the vibes already, bro. Neighbor says R.I.P NXT. Yeah, I feel it in the chat. Great to be back here, 100%. You know them way there. Moment of silence for the black and gold. We all miss you. Big facts. Press F to pay respects. Brocky, what are you saying? I hope you're well. Definitely hope you're good, man. What's up, Savage? Hashtag Demon Team in the chat. Yeah. Everyone post a black and gold heart if you miss it. Yeah, man. Go spam them black and gold hearts, man. You might not even find them anymore. Kevin Dunn probably got them took out. Hot take. If Karrion Kross never relinquished his first title, he would have been one of the greatest and most dominant NXT champions ever. Relinquished his title. Oh, yeah. Shout out to you. I actually forgot that he ever got injured. And then he come back and ripped Finn Balor's face off for it. Yeah. There was a bit of a change. He was still dominant when he came back, though. So, you know. Love for basketball in the chat. Everything good. School underway and season. Yeah, man. Get them videos pumping out. After so many years of NXT using the same logo and the same colors, black and gold, why did they decide to change it? Says Victoria Rubin. Because I don't know. Thing is, it's only my opinion, but it seems to be shared by a lot of you guys. And I know people will say change is a good thing, and change can be a good thing if the thing is stale, boring, and not drawing any money. But thing is, the stuff what seemed to be wrong with NXT every now and again, on when it is not as exciting, is nothing to do with it being black and gold. And I've never heard anyone complain about the black and gold. So Vince is about to become the stooge of WWE. Raw was okay, not as good as SmackDown. Raw is never as good as SmackDown. Hasn't been as good as SmackDown for a while. Pro wrestlers, I think NXT is dead, is because they keep letting Karrion Kross, NXT champion, go to Raw. Karrion Kross is not the NXT champion. Samoa Joe is. But you know the vibes. Rainbow NXT logo is coming, or whatever they have planned. Probably Wale will be there. Yeah, I've seen the thing with Wale online. LGBTQ adding on them extra 3 letters with those NXT. Were you saying NXT LGBTQ? You know them way there. I see the vibes, bro. Looks like Anna says it looks like the new NXT logo was designed by the same idiots who did the Spurs away kit. I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, it does. Mean says Savage, did you watch AEW Dynamite today? I did watch AEW Dynamite. Pretty good. It's good to see the face-to-face between CM Punk and Darby Allin as well. A and B in the chat. Love that Damien Priest, Sheamus, and Drew match did not disappoint. That was a good match. I mean, anytime I've said Raw's been trash, it doesn't mean, I'm sure I don't have to explain to everyone. I'm not saying to you and A and B, but it doesn't mean that I think everything on the show is trash. It means that if the majority of something I feel is rubbish, then the thing's rubbish. Kind of like when we do it's weird that when we do pay-per-views and we do a rating at the end and people come out with like 6 out of 10s and 5 out of 10s and all that business, no one minds. But when it's Raw, people get very protective over it. But yeah, Bros and Savage, do you think Raw needs to go back into the Attitude Era days? No, I know. Times have moved on. I still watch the Attitude Era with my son. He's in the chat. He'll let you know. And there's certain things that just can't happen. I only showed Brown Chang last week. I'm not going to get into it, you know what I mean? But HLA, if you know, you know. So the stuff that needed to be changed from the Attitude Era, there's some stuff that were out of hand in the Attitude Era, there's some stuff that were not like people being sensitive, offensive. They were just over. But everyone was on board with it. The one thing I'll say is anyone And you watch the Attitude Era, the fans are behind everything, the kids are behind everything, and it just seemed like everyone's having a great time in the crowd. But now I can see like, and times have changed, but you can see people on their phones and stuff when segments are going on, and obviously the hard cam is like where it's focused is the main section what you see the most of, and I can just see people just looking down and not paying attention. And you'll know because they won't pay attention and they'll look up at the screen and see that their face is on it. So yeah, it's a bit mad. Daniel Dudley, shout out to you, bro. I ain't seen you on the live stream for ages, but I know you was in the comment section. So Corbin's character has suddenly changed. Don't know how much he won, but given that he's pictured with a C8 Corvette and driving a Bentley Continental GT, he must be rich again. Yeah. You need to check on his Instagram. It showed what happened when he won. He started with like, was it $35, and then he went up to $1,300, and then he carried on gambling it. So Brocky says, welcome to NXT Nickelodeon. Then says, it's about to become my top 2 emojis for this talk. It's all good. I'm here for that. David says, Pro Wrestling Savage, do you think Brock Lesnar is going to interfere in the Universal Championship match on SmackDown? It's anyone who can second guess Brock is a better man than me. This guy just does what he wants. So I know a lot of people thought that I was trying to like party poop on Brock returning. You seen, I'm always excited when Brock comes back, but I just felt like Brock was going to come back, and it was for the SmackDown moment. I mean, for the SummerSlam moment, and then now they have to work out how to get him in the picture properly. Do I think he will interfere? It's not usually Brock's taste to come down and interfere in matches, unless he's just on a rampage where he just wants to kill everyone. That was not an AEW pun. Anyway, NXT went from black and gold brand to the Skittle brand, says Ethan. I can't wait to see your reaction to Loomis' wedding on the 14th. All that's going to be in my head is grab them cheeks. You know, like that. Grab them cheeks. T-shirts coming soon. Grab them cheeks. We got a lot of people who Zen says we got a lot of people in WWE who are LGBT, ABCD plus yeah. I don't know who on the active roster. I know like Sonya Deville flies the flag quite a bit. Can't remember, but you guys know better than me. Listen, disclaimer. And I don't give a damn about offending people. I really don't care. I'm not that sensitive. But I don't. Anyone who knows me knows that I don't give a damn about what you're into. That don't bother me at all. You're just people in it. You know what I mean? I don't see anyone as different. But all these subdivisions of communities and stuff around the world just winds me up. I don't see why everyone has to be divided. If everyone wants the same treatment, probably best to not put yourself in a box. And they just keep adding letters to this thing here. And it is what it is. But get me? Do the rainbow thing, man. It's all you know what I mean? Deontay said, I found out what happened to Oscar. She's injured. Another loss. I mean, I don't think you found out. I think she just slapped it on Instagram. But, you know, the thing is weird, her Instagram post, because she put a picture up saying that she's finally got her teeth done from when she got it, you know. It was when Shayna kicked her in the face. But she had her arm in a brace. So, who knows? Daniel Dolly, Vince can't afford talent over 60-plus talents being released, but yet brings back Goldberg, Cena, and Brock Lesnar. Makes no effing sense. I'm sad that Braun and Bray have gone. Yeah, it looks like Braun's going to be... He keeps posting stuff to do with... He puts impact in the words, in his sentences, and keeps mentioning Titan. So I'm thinking that this guy's going to sign for Impact Wrestling under the name Titan. And have nothing but the best wishes for Braun, although Impact to me is not very good. You know what I mean? I told people loads of times that I only watch it to watch Moose's matches, and then I don't really tune in apart from that. When Chelsea Green was on there a little bit, tried to look in, Zach, but yeah, not really my thing. But you're right. Savage question, says Prime Baller, what do you not like about Raw? I've seen some negative towards it from you. I just think Raw storylines are boring. Yeah, that's it. That's what I don't like about Raw. I mean, same that Prime Baller, because we will get into a segment where we just talk about Raw, but listen, I'm not one of those closed off people, so if I say that I don't like something at the time, it means I don't like it at the time. The reason why I tune into Raw every week is because I'm hoping that something's going to trigger it and like, yeah, this was a good Raw. Move on to the next one. Raw's getting good again. This isn't new. It's just that for me, this feels like the worst run of Raw I've seen in ages, if not the worst run. Because we were getting it before. Was it before the? I don't know. We had that, where we had Raw. Jesus Christ, Raw Underground. I was about to call it Raw After Dark, but that sounds like some pornographic business. But we had it leading up to that, and then it got a bit weird, and then they started doing They said that it was going to get dark in the third hour of Raw, and they started to turn off the lights. You remember this? It was very quick, but they started to turn off the side lights and stuff like that. And then it wasn't very good, and I was trying to get, and then had the retribution thing that was terrible, and then the Hurt Business came in and saved it for me. Obviously, there's a pandemic, and then obviously the fact of Bayley and Sasha, more than anyone. I know that like the Fiend was doing his thing and stuff, but it was around, he wasn't disappearing for lengths of time. Without Bayley and Sasha in that pandemic, and Drew, to be fair, he done his thing. He was that was going downhill. And then you got to remember that Bayley and Sasha were doing Raw, they were doing SmackDown, and they were doing NXT. And I think they were only supposed to be on SmackDown, so you see what I'm saying there. So, but pretty much before we go into the actual Raw story, when we talk about Raw, yeah, the storyline thing is a massive thing for me. There's no continuity, nothing makes sense, and we can get into the chat, and you guys can post stuff to me, and then I'll tell you why I don't think it's good. You can go through every match if you want, and I'll tell you what I don't like about whatever. So, David Taper, Savage, WWE signed the Usos' brother. Yeah, man, about time. To be fair, I've seen him. He's been doing this thing for a bit. He looks exactly like them. Like, yo, crazy. But yeah, man, he's in the performance center now. So congratulations to him. Prime Border SmackDown is doing better. Then won't be surprised if they turn NXT into LGBT NXT next year. Like I said, I don't have a problem with the whole thing. I'm just done with all the community business. And that's not one community. I'm done with all of them. I don't want to hear any... Like, I'm not the guy to talk to about this community business. I don't care about this color community and this color community and this religion community and this community. I don't care. The people are just people to me. As far as I'm concerned, you wake up in the morning, try and be as healthy as you can. You love your family. You love your friends. Yeah, me. You love your fellow neighbors. Yeah. If anyone disrespects you, you punch them in the mouth. And you just try and live a good life with your nice people. They're nice to you. I don't need any religions to tell me what to do. I don't need any communities to tell me what to do. I just do my thing and I'm done. If everyone can't see by now that the whole reason why it is before 2018, there was not this talk of this many like communities for everything. And now all of a sudden, everything's a community. And I tell you the reason why is because it's to divide people. It's not like entertainment online when we're like the wrestling community. That's not to divide people. That's just loads of like-minded people liking one thing. Anime, loads of like-minded people watching one thing. But in real life terms, it's to divide people, bring certain people down. And it makes everyone argue with each other, and then they don't focus on the bigger picture, and I'm done with it, bro. So Daniel Dudley, SmackDown is about to get even more sick. Drew McIntyre going to SmackDown, apparently, Drew. I don't care about Drew going to SmackDown, bro. What? Yeah, I mean? Naomi's back last week on SmackDown. That was amazing. Yeah, I saw her on there, man. I'm excited to see what comes with Naomi. I'm a big fan. Brocky there, changed NXT because NXT lost its ratings to AEW, and Vince was so mad that he decided he will produce NXT, and it's stupid, but that's how Vince just sees things. Like I said last week, I never heard anything come out of Vince's mouth, so hold rank or whatever, who he is. All I know is that I watched Nick Khan speak. That's one person who's the WWE president. I heard stuff come out of his mouth. And yeah, he said that they're going to rebrand. He said that Triple H will be the head guy rebranding it. But if I believe it or not, whatever. But all I know is, I know from evidence of what Nick Khan is like as a businessman, is incredible. Yeah, he's incredible. But just because you're a businessman doesn't mean you can get the flavor of what's going on in terms of what fans want. And I get it, because probably don't care about the fans if you're making money. And he's trying to turn this into some weird, like, notice that all of a sudden SummerSlam traditionally on the Sunday just gets put on a Saturday. WrestleManias have been doing 2 days, and they've just said that WrestleMania 38 is going to be another 2 days as well. All these weird, like, gimmicky things what don't seem to, you know what I mean? So I'm not really, you know what I mean? I know people are worried about Vince and Bruce now handling NXT, but maybe call-ups will be better designed now instead of before when the sudden changes happen. They can start it before the call-up. Anna, I agree, because what it seemed like to me, not fact, but it seemed like whoever, Vince or Bruce, didn't watch NXT, didn't pay any attention to it. So when those superstars that we all love on NXT, who were over with the fans, got put on the main roster, there was nothing behind them. We spoke about it last week. There was no vignettes. There was no special marketing for that person that people who don't watch NXT would get excited for. It was just Karrion Kross is here. And all these other fans who don't know him were like, who's Karrion Kross? He's the NXT champion. Okay. What does he do? He's going to come out with a mask on. He never used to wear that mask, and used to have his girlfriend with him. Was really cool. Where's she? Don't know. Not there anymore. So, Pablo, yo, allow it, man. Bro, he's tearing up the thing. Anyway, but yeah, I know I agree. Nima says, do you agree that Kyle O'Reilly can't cut good promos? I don't know if I agree that he can't cut good promos, but are his promos entertaining to me? Not really. There was the one what he done, you know, when after Samoa Joe won the title, Samoa Joe, Pete, LA Knight, and can't remember who else came out. That promo was pretty, you know what I mean? But I do it, yeah. On the whole, I don't like him that much. But he can get better at that. He's great in the ring. SmackDown has Roman, Becky, and Brock. They're on fire right now. If you take away Becky and Brock who haven't been there, because I think it's more fair to say to the people who have been putting in the work that SmackDown has been doing their thing anyway. Becky and Brock. Becky didn't add anything when she turned up last week on SmackDown, and Brock hasn't turned up, so it's definitely better. But you know, Black-Hearted White Sheet. This may have already come up, but what do you think the real direction is for Charlotte Flair right now? Start and stop storytelling is killing Raw. It's not just Charlotte. The start and stop storytelling. It's everyone. It's the reason why I'm not a fan of what's going on Raw. The perfect example is the tag team division for start stop. After WrestleMania, the Viking Raiders came back. They beat who did they beat? Oh, they beat the Hurt Business. Well, Shelton and Cedric. They beat a few other people. Then they just lost, and then they're just off TV again. No one cared, and then they came back and won. Ali and Mansoor, same again. They had about 7 matches with Mason T-Bar, and 1 week they won, the next week they won, 1 week they won, the next week they won. No story behind it. There's not even a reason for them fighting. They don't even mention that Ali was the Retribution leader and now it's not. They just carry on with it like nothing happens. No one can explain what I don't like. The match between Priest, Sheamus, and Drew was a really good match. Big men fighting. That's the fight. The problem with most of the stuff, what I talk about is not in the ring. And that's fair enough, because I don't think most people watch wrestling for just what's going on in the ring. Because if you did, you'd watch any wrestling. There's not just WWE that's great wrestling. It is the storytelling. It is the promos. It's the larger-than-life characters. It's the backstage segments. And there isn't anything going on. Like, start, stop you want to talk about. We've seen Charlotte win the title, cut a promo. Alexa comes out with Lily, stares at her, teases that she's the next opponent, doesn't turn up the next week. Watch The Miz turn heel on Morrison, and then don't turn up the next week. That is start stop at its finest. It's terrible. So Finn Balor still needs his championship that he never lost. So triple threat to Roman, Brock, and Finn. I don't think I agree with that, because obviously he had that injury when he had to relinquish the title, but then he came back and he did have a match. He just lost. But yeah, Kyle O'Reilly is a good wrestler, but not really that good on the mic, says Donald. Yeah, agreed. Now that Vince has more control over NXT, I really would not be surprised if Goldberg wins NXT title. Yeah. Is that Pablo Savage in the background? Yeah, just tearing stuff up, bro. He's just tearing one of his pads up. I don't even want to look on the floor right now. I'll just clean it after, let him have his fun. Let him have his fun. C Fatu is finding WWE, and I'm thrilled about it. A and B, well, B says yes, me too, bro. Me too. I'm very, very excited to see what comes of him. I'm sure it'd be great, man. That family never really disappoint, do they? So, sorry if I'm taking long to get. I'm trying to get through everyone's messages. So, shout out to Elite Squad in the chat. Rory straight garbage. His love for basketball. Savage, if you watch Impact, you should watch Deonna Purrazzo. She's really good in my opinion. Yeah, she got released from WWE, didn't she? In fact, I know what I just said about Moose. I actually watched her last match, but it's not her. It's Impact. Impact. I don't know. Wrestling has to give me a feeling to be invested in it. And Impact, when I watch it, feels silent. It does, like it's probably the only brand that when the pandemic hit, that when I was checking on it, it just felt the same. I remember watching the last time I remember when I remember the moment I said I'm not watching this anymore, and it was R.I.P versus someone. It was just before the pandemic. He came out with his missus, and it just looked like they brought her out like half naked, and yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible, and I was like, yeah. Wrestling is right because they are family. You see facts. Pandemic Raw, July 2020, great. Shady Bass Oscar were killing it. McIntyre was great. Hurt Business, Orton were killing it. There was Raw Underground. Yeah, exactly. The Gent says R.I.P NXT. The Uso brothers should skip NXT and join the Bloodline. Nah, you don't want that to happen if he's not ready. Surely his brothers and have taught him how to do stuff, and he's probably knows how to do stuff anyway. But you don't want him to skip, and then when he gets to the main roster, fails and people get hard on, like, you know what I mean? People are savages in the worst way on the internet, and you don't want him to start seeing that and lose confidence and stuff. If he can get down to NXT, win himself a North American title, do that, build himself up, go for the NXT title, doesn't have to win it, and just move on from there. My predictions are the wedding is Dexter Loomis grabs those cheeks. You're damn right, Durante, you're damn right. I just seen something. What was interesting? Deontay says Sasha versus Bianca, Becky versus Bailey. Yeah, I'm here for that. Vince and Kenny McMahon once again made NXT interesting. The show hasn't been the same since 2021 started. Yeah, it hasn't been the same. And like I said with Raw as well, there is leeway to what I'm saying. The pandemic isn't the easiest thing to deal with. I'm not a wrestler. I don't watch wrestling in front of no fans and not know what's going on, and going from being on the road all the time to all of a sudden not having to be on the road and all these different things. But Raw wasn't great before the pandemic, so you know what I mean? But it's just getting worse for me. Professor Savage, do you think Naomi should join the Bloodline? I say yes. I've been saying it for months now. I've been saying it before there was a Bloodline, before somebody ran into my chat, took the word Bloodline and put it on them. But, you know, if for the Chief, you can have it. Throwaway line. You know what I mean? Been saying it for years. Vince will make it interesting, good or bad. Yeah, he will make it interesting. He will. The one thing I've been saying for a few years now is the talent that's not being used on WWE, if they can integrate them into NXT and don't see it as a demotion, pay them the same money and whatever, but see it as they go down, they get a bit more spotlight from the NXT crowd, and they get to help the new talent who, you got to remember, NXT is still developmental. So apart from the people that came from the indies and been doing it for like 15, 20 years and stuff like that, there's ones what just come straight out of the performance center and have no experience. Imagine somebody like doing that and fighting someone like Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode, Ricochet, all these different people that don't get used enough. It'll be interesting. So, y'all remember New Japan and WWE rumors? Yeah, it wasn't even that long ago, was it? Elite says Nick Khan is bad for business. It's bad for entertainment. It's not bad for business. they're making more money now than they ever have. Like that's an actual fact as well. So madness. Old man McMahon Pritchard running on edgy program like NXT. NXT is doomed. I mean, you're laughing, but I don't even find it funny, bro, because I'm sold on NXT and I don't want it to be, that's Zen says, going back to my comment from before about some people being gay on the main roster, I literally said it because if you ask me, who do you think will be the first person in my bed? OGD. I mean, I don't know what that comment means, bro. Oh, you meant in my head. Well, the first person in your head, Sonya Deville, because I know you love her. But yeah, man, them typos. Yeah, in this new age, get you cancelled from life, rude boy. You know them way there. So, how can you not love Drew McIntyre, bro? Man's great talent, Drew. In my opinion, could be the future of SmackDown. Daniel Dudley says, "How can I not love Drew McIntyre? I cannot love Drew McIntyre because I've told everyone this thousands of times. When I watch wrestling, I live in the show. Once I'm watching wrestling, I don't think of anything on the outside. I live in kayfabe land. And in kayfabe land, people have their favorites. People have the people who are not their favorites. People have the people who get on their nerves, whatever. It's an entertainment show. It's a variety show. Stuff for everyone. I've said countless times on this show that Drew McIntyre, super talented, super great in the ring, okay on promos, you know what I mean? When he's not talking about Loch Ness monsters and swords. But it's just not my guy, you know what I mean? Everyone can't be my guy. So that's all I'm saying. And you can look at the style of people that I like: Randy Orton, Edge, Roman Reigns. And then McIntyre's like a different, you know what I mean? So, but he's great, you know what I mean? The NXT calls are heartbreaking, making me less passion for I mean, if you think that's bad, I seen a report saying that they're planning on releasing more NXT talent, and it's supposed to be people who have been there for a very, very long time. So just expect more releases, so then we don't act all shocked when it happens. You know what I mean? Zen says, "Imagine if Drew went back to NXT." Yeah, I know. Why would NXT move away from indie wrestlers and start recruiting people that have no experience? Doesn't that kind of cut out a group of fans? Also, says Black Eye White Sheep. They're not moving away from it. There's one thing I agree with Triple H on the SummerSlam weekend when he was talking about the recruits and they asked him if NXT's changed. One thing is true, and you can go and check on the WWE Network on Breaking Ground and Tough Enough and the Combine stuff. NXT hasn't always recruited indie stars only. They've always had a mixture. And I think that's what they're doing now as well. You know what I mean? So that's what they're going to do now. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. There's people who are major from the indie wrestling and stuff like that. Adam Cole, Seth Rollins, all of this. But a lot of the people have just been from the PC. So it has always been a mixture. It's just that in the last few years, when NXT was on fire, like Pete Dunne and Ricochet, Adam Cole and Undisputed Era and stuff like that, damn near everyone in the title picture around that was all in, from indie wrestling, but it's not changed. It's not changed. The most important thing about wrestling is the fans, and even if you are making money, you should at least care a little bit about your fans and just treating your fans instead of treating just fans like idiots. I mean, I know you're talking in terms of Nick Khan. I'm just talking in terms of business. People who run a business, yes, the customer should come first, but the only reason why people say the customer is always right is because it's so you keep your business and make more money. If the numbers keep going up for WWE, not ratings, but if the numbers keep going up in money, then on paper, they're doing their job properly. And that's just how it is. And Anna will know I liken this to football in England. We have a lot of teams have these owners that don't care. I'm a Liverpool fan, we have FSG, Fenway Sports Group, they own the Boston Red Sox. They don't care about stuff to do with the fans, but they're in profit. And football's a hard job to be profiting, but for them, business model, perfect. For us, it's not very good. So, Zen list of people who should go back to NXT: McIntyre, KO, Nakamura after he drops the title, Zayn, Rude, T-Bar. I don't think McIntyre should go back. I think he's prevalent in. I wouldn't mind seeing Sami Zayn go back down there just to mix stuff up and help a few people out. And KO always dope to do it, but I agree with the rest as well. If WWE cuts the heart and soul out of NXT, Gargano or Ciampa, I think it will. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Mark Smith in the chat, Scottish psychopath. What are you saying, brother? Ali and Mansour will probably win the tag team titles at Crown Jewel Saudi. Yeah, we know how that goes when it comes to. Yeah, we know how that goes. Okay, A and B speaking to Black or White Sheet. WWE has been recruiting non-wrestlers for a long time. It was a reality show. That's where the Miz came from. Yeah, you're right. It's always been like that. It's always been like that. They've always been recruiting. They recruit people who are footballers, athletes. People like Alexa Bliss, Mandy Rose, Carmella. I think Carmella was a cheerleader dancer for Dallas Cowboys. Alexa was she done a couple bodybuilding shows actually. So did Mandy Rose, do a couple bodybuilding shows as well. They get people in from like MMA as well, football stars, basketball stars, college basketball stars. I think that's where Amos came from, college basketball. So it's always been the same. Deontay said it should be Bianca Belair versus Bayley versus Sasha. But Survivor Series would be epic psychological match. Yeah, it would be epic. Anna reports, this week's Raw was written. Vince didn't like it, then the rewrite didn't like it, then another rewrite, which happened also finalized hour before the show. Yeah, I saw this on Wrestle Talk yesterday. That they said that he was really angry about something, and a couple of people didn't know what was going to happen till an hour before the show. Yeah, well, that's the sign of the times, isn't it? Can you imagine ripping up a script for a movie an hour before you had to shoot it? Well, the difference is it wouldn't go live, would it? But yeah, I mean, how do we even tell a man not to do his own business? I will say, Anna, this is one thing I've always been trying to figure out. Not based on what you said, but you know, there's like always these sources. Not saying that this thing's wrong, but there's always these sources that say that Vince done this or this happened, and then I'm like, surely someone's getting set. I actually think that if the things are true, I don't think it's a leak anymore. I think that WWE are doing it on purpose. Keeps their name in you know, when people say all press is good press. Like, I see a lot of times rappers do it as well. They'll be like, someone leaked my album. They didn't. You put your album out there, you leaked it yourself to get a feel of if everyone liked the few songs they heard, and then you up the marketing. I feel like that happens in WWE because there's too much stuff from a tight-knit group. Because it's not going to be if it's not going to be Triple H, it's not going to be Vince, it's not going to be Bruce, it's not going to be Nick Khan, and all the writers are bloody scared of Vince. And who the hell is saying anything? It's weird, but. Sheamus versus Priest versus McIntyre was really good. If y'all haven't seen the match, please watch it. Yeah, the match was dope. Naomi is hopeless on the mic. Thank God she's talented and married to the Rock's family. I love her though. I don't think. One thing I'll say is this is one thing where people are getting twisted about this connection with the Rock thing, because I heard somebody say it about somebody else the other day. Even if you listen to interviews and stuff from the Usos or you listen to the stuff from The Rock himself, the family's close-knit in terms of, like, they love each other, but they're not that close. Like, the close part of the family are the ones that we see, the Tamina, Usos, Roman. But, like, The Rock, he just does his own thing. I don't think he works like that, because if that was the case, I've seen Naomi been treated a bit terrible in WWE for a while. Don't think they care, to be honest. The Usos is a little bit different. It's not just The Rock, it's Rikishi, it's the Wild Samoans. But Naomi's married into that family. I don't think Naomi's terrible on the mic. I just think that I'm not trying to be disrespectful here anyway, but whatever. A lot of times, when they put black women on TV and it's something where it's scripted, or something where they always try and do this thing where they just give them an attitude for no reason. Like all black women just speak aggressive and, honey, you don't know, and start clapping their hands for everything. They do it with Bianca as well. But when you hear Naomi and Bianca speak in interviews, they're very nice. Like they don't speak like that, and they do it with Sasha as well. You hear her in an interview, she doesn't speak like that. And I'm not saying, I'm not one of these people who's like, it's racist. I'm just saying it's a bit of a stereotype. And when people come to, I think subconsciously, when people are doing creative stuff for these guys, they end up putting this attitude on them. It's not realistic. It's not like that all the time. And because they do that, it always doesn't sound that great on the mic. So I don't know. Then Trump says he's actually open to a potential main roster call-up. I remember in the past he said if Vince wanted him, he would retire. Yeah, I remember that. Savage, did you finish Dragon Ball? I finished the last saga I finished was Cell. No, not the whole Cell Saga. You know the World Martial Arts Tournament. It was that. You okay, Pablo? Yo, bro, this kid is torn up the whole map, bro. Look at your face, man. Bear with me, guys. This geezer's got some padding on. Hey, sit. 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 Good boy. Stay. Tommaso Ciampa said in an interview why he wants to go to main roster. Yeah, he did. Versus Savage, do you think normal that Usos brother will join? I've answered that loads of times. Black Eye White Sheep. Maybe unpopular opinion, but I think it would be amazing to see what would happen if Roman lost the belt and how the rest of the bloodline would view him and watch this crazy ass chase the belt. I don't think it's an unpopular opinion. I actually agree with you. I said it a few times. Only thing is I wouldn't have it happen yet. I don't think WWE as a whole is in the right state to have somebody else carrying that belt just yet. Roman works out perfect, but eventually he'll have to do it. He's ran through the whole roster already. I think he'll be even better when he's not the champion. Honestly, I think that exact same thing. I think that unhinged Roman we seen when he was fighting against Jay in the Hell in a Cell match. You're going to get that every single week. He'll be losing his mind trying to get that belt back. So I do agree. The Gen Impact has fallen off and they've embraced their mediocrity. But still a little entertaining at times when you're bored. Yeah, I agree. We shouldn't be seeing Carmella at all until they find something better for her. Also, Zelina Vega. I agree, but I feel like with some of these, it's like, for the example is, do you want to be Carmelo or do you want to be Ricochet? Do you want to be Carmelo or do you want to be Drew Gulak? Do you want to be the person who may not be used perfectly, but at least they get shown they get some TV time? Or do you want to be the person catering? And then every now and again, when somebody strong comes up, they have you get squashed. But I do agree because the build for Zelina coming back, that first 2 weeks was great. As soon as they'd done that thing where they joined Sasha, it was a bit weird for me because they wanted the title themselves. Carmella, when she returned after a long time and she came out with that new gimmick I like that. I like it. I think it's dope. And she's good on the mic. Her character's interesting. But yeah, we'll have to see. She could kill it on Thingy as well. Like when I watched the NXT with Mandy Rose on there, it didn't seem weird her being on there. And it was only a match, but it seemed pretty good, and I don't have a problem with it. I don't view anyone different. You know what I mean? I'm not a follower, so if you go down to NXT, maybe in business terms they might see it as a demotion, but for me, I don't see it as a demotion at all. So, Brocky, and the problem is WWE. There's no compelling stories, and not only on Raw, it's on SmackDown too. Except Roman, who creates his own promos, and for the others, it's horrible scripted words that are cringe. I agree. Impact right now is literally the equivalent of Raw. Impact worse than Raw, bro. Yeah. Anthony Cloden coming Tuesday night soon. I miss Bayley. Hope she gets well soon. Yeah, I'm actually excited for the fact that Bayley's off for so long. When she makes a return, I think it will be fun because she was on fire, man. I mean, they had her doing a bit too much of the ding dong stuff, but when's NXT going back to a proper crowd? I have no idea. AEW All Out card is looking sick. I can't wait to see almost all of the matches on the card. Me either. I was looking at the card just before I got on the stream, and it looks. I know everyone's excited for the CM Punk match more than most, but I'm actually excited for the Jericho and MJF match because of his career being on the line, pretty much. Pablo, stop. This man has tore up. I'm one of yours, but this. Naomi needs to acknowledge the Chief, Savage. You damn right she does. They totally disrespected NXT. They didn't do a takeover with the Vegas crowd during SummerSlam. That speaks volumes. Yeah. Naomi needs to join the Bloodline, says David Tate, and Becky Lynch needs to join forces with Seth. I don't want her to join. I didn't like when they were together last time. It was actually horrible. It might be more fun as heels, though. It might be more fun because the babyface got cringy, and running around calling Seth the man's man sounded wild. But I think so as well. I agree. Savage, are you excited for Finn and Roman this week? Come on now, you know the vibes. I'm excited. As much as I hate to say, honestly, is Dolph's getting released in the near future. Well, Dolph wanted to leave a few years ago. I think it was the year before the pandemic, and they kept trying to keep him there. So, I mean, he just looks younger than he is, and he's moving on a bit. I know he's a comedian as well. He might just want to do his comedy, bro. I don't even know, bro. I can see him, and he might just open a comedy club or something. Austin Theory, we want to release. I like Austin Theory though. Randy Orton is coming for Lashley, 15-time champion coming. I don't know about that, man. I don't blame Vince for releasing all these talent. He doesn't have what to do with them. Pablo, come on, come here. What? You got stuff all over your face, man. God damn it. Shout out to UIG and Fred. Brocky says, Savage, you'll probably not agree with me, but I think Nia Jax is in the position that she is, and not being sent to train more in the PC, even being fired, doesn't want to make. Nah, I don't agree with it at all, man. Shout out to you, knee member of Peace. I don't know if you came up with it yourself or you was watching like Wrestle Talk or something, because I've seen them saying the exact same thing. I don't think he's going to make The Rock mad. I mean, that's like saying, like, The Rock's daughter's in the PC. If he was going to get mad about something, he'd be like, why have you not sent my daughter up to the main roster yet? Pablo, can you hear this? Can you guys hear this noise? So I don't think so. Why would he not get mad about Tamina only winning her first title in 11 years, like this year? You know what I mean? There's other things and they're all family. It's all the same cousins, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Daniel says if Randy Orton goes after last year, then he needs to stop Riddle. That's him legit serious because he's against. I think that Riddle will win the WWE title before Randy will. I really think that. Brocky, I think WWE don't care about what people. No, they don't care. Why would they care? Bro, they're making money. Honestly, like, it's wild to say because we're the fans and we don't care about. Well, some fans do this thing where they care about ratings. I don't give a damn, but yeah, I don't know. That's weird. They won't care. Deontay says we should not be seeing The Rock keeping with the movies. I mean, it's down to The Rock, and the biggest movie star on the planet. He kind of does what he wants. If The Rock turns up, it's because he wants to turn up, not because of WWE doing anything. So, Prairie Bass, hi bro, shout out to you. Love from Myanmar. Global team. Shout out to you off the Demon team. And I cannot wait to hear Savage have his say on the whole Nia Flair mess what we saw on TV. Was such a mess. It's obviously. We're going wrong after that drop. I just thought Flair gave her a receipt. That's Wrestling Roots coming back to his face because I'm family. Yeah, A&B, I agree. Love your reaction, bro. Thank you very much. Lucky return of Zelina Vega's weird return of Cole, Zelina with no energy and barely reaction from the commentary. Yeah, it sounded like the commentary were trying to just brush over it, like, I don't know. Jen Carmella's improved so much in the ring. She's hotter than ever and decent heel on the mic. I think Carmella's dope. I'm a fan of Carmella, to be fair. Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys go home. Whoa. What you mean, Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys go home, bro? You gotta respect the legends out here, bro. Edge. I mean, there's only Jeff left and Edge, because the other two are in AEW. But come on, man. Come on. Edge is one of the, yeah. How about, did you get hyped a bit last night? We said AEW announced Britt was going to disclose info on high-profile free agent. I was just like, damn, Adam Cole showed up. Yeah, I wasn't excited because I wanted Adam Cole to stay in WWE, but after I saw Britt's post on Instagram when she was in the dentist with Adam Cole, I don't think it's Adam Cole. I think it's just a teasing thing because the lady she came out with, the one, I can't remember what her name is. She's technically a free agent, so it's probably the person who helped her. But if it is Adam Cole, then it's Adam Cole, baby. What is the problem with Nia Jax and Shayna? The Nia Jax and Shayna thing makes no sense. Didn't the split up? When Dominic turns 21, bring him back. Dominic's been one of the most positive things out of wrestling. Just to see man improve week in, week out. I think it's dope. And I think if they're going to turn him heel, then I would have him turn on his dad at some point. Because I think it would be good storytelling. But there's no good storytelling at the moment, so they'll probably mess it up. David, I believe Samoa Joe is saving NXT as the champion. We'll see. I'm looking forward to Matt versus Connor. This is an awesome match. The Youngster versus the Legend. It's going to be dope, Anna. And I finally caught up with all of your comments. Jeez, it took me a minute. Anna, you want to talk about Charlotte and Nia? Let's talk about Charlotte and Nia. Personally, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I've seen the internet going crazy, and I was kind of like, get over it, people. You know what I mean? I was watching it. And it was a mess. But I don't think, for the reaction I saw on the internet, even if you go under the YouTube video to the match, I'm like, and this isn't at you, Anna, because I know you don't see, you kind of like see stuff old school like I do. But all of a sudden, it was like people were looking for rumors, and was that a real fight? That was not a real fight. That was not a real fight. I think you might be right with the receipt. Especially there was stuff going wrong in the match, like when Charlotte hit the moonsault and Nia went in position, kind of thing, and the drop on the shoulders a few times and stuff like that. But listen, I don't know these women personally, but if TikTok's anything to go by, Charlotte and Nia they're pretty close. Like they seem to be pretty friendly with each other, and I think it just might have been the case of you drop me on my shoulder, on the side of my head. So yeah, a receipt, and yeah, if anyone don't know what a receipt is, go watch that triple threat match between Kane, Brock, and Braun, and see what Brock did to Braun when he leveled him in the chin. Because yeah, I just don't know. I just think it's an overreaction, but I get why. You know what I mean? I think it's a sign of the times of how bad Raw had to get in, because that was trending worldwide, and it was. And then, like, if you didn't see it live, and then you'd seen that it was trending and went and watched it, you'd be like, I don't see what the hype's about. There's a few slaps and that. Visibly, Charlotte didn't look happy when the match was over. When she got slammed and then started to lift her head up, she didn't look happy. And visibly, when Nia won, she looked very angry. All her makeup was gone as well. But if what with what Nia was doing in the night, like earlier on when she beat the hell out of Rhea Ripley and stuff like that, if she didn't do that, I'll be more inclined to think it was a fight. But they seem to have Nia on some tear up on Raw, and this just added to it because it made it look a bit more realistic. It was weird. The weird slaps and stuff like that seem to be. I've seen it in wrestling a few times, and you don't find out until they've finished their career when it's like, we agree that we'll just beat the shit out of each other, or you drop some receipts on each other, but at the end of the day, it's all good. Anna says, I saw a massive miscommunication between the two of them. It seemed like the reaction was out of proportion. It was just clunky. Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what I think. David says, are you ready for Darby Allin versus CM Punk? I am, although that's not the most exciting match on the card for me. But I know everyone's excited to see what CM Punk can do in the ring again. Like I said, CM Punk, I wasn't a massive fan of CM Punk before, but I've always liked him on the mic. And in the ring, he just was good for me. Like, he was good. I don't think he's better than like Sami Zayn and stuff in the ring, but I just think he's good. Then why WWE doesn't send Nia back to the PC? Because it's obvious she's not ready and she continues to hurt people. I don't know, but I don't have the answers for everything. But I'm just saying, I don't believe it's because of The Rock. I really don't. I don't. I just don't think that's the case. Like I said to you, the argument would stand if Tamina was treated better, but she's not, and she's family, and she's older. So you know what I mean, where's the respect there? So I just don't think it. Deontay, we spoke about Braun already. Did you see? Yeah, spoke about Braun already earlier on. Hardy on main event for second week in a row. I thought he was going to be doing something with Cross, but I guess not. I spoke about this a few times, and obviously everyone's not on the stream every week. But with Jeff, first of all, I told everyone that Jeff is not. He's going to join his brother again. I think with all the stuff Seth's gone through, I think with all the stuff, let's say Seth then, with all the stuff Jeff's gone through with the alcoholism and the DUIs and trying to get himself sorted, and then having to do it in a storyline and all that business. I honestly think Jeff seems like at the point where he's very happy to just have his job still in WWE. And I think they know that, so they just treat him however. The reason why I say this is because if you watch do you remember Jeff was on the worst losing streak in WWE, him and Elias probably. And then he beat Cedric maybe 2-3 months ago. If you go watch the little 1 minute segments on WWE, like interviews and stuff, and they seem very real. They don't seem very kayfabe. If you see how excited he was about beating Cedric and not frustrated in the fact that it's his first win, tells me a lot about where his mind is. So, Love for Basketball collabs coming soon. Big facts. Sami Zayn beat Dominic so easy this past week. He should beat him. Sami Zayn is Sami Zayn. Dope. Shout out to Martel. Hopefully, Uso's young brother gets the development and pushing in NXT. Maybe roster to join the Bloodline. Nah, if he's just joined the PC, I don't think he's ever. I don't see the Bloodline staying together forever. So this current Bloodline, I don't see his brother ever joining. Maybe if they split up and then get back together in the future, maybe, but I don't know. All these talented wrestlers released, and Brock is back, and he's asked for 7-figure salary. What the F, man? I mean, he's Brock Lesnar. That's all I got to say about that. When you draw a lot of money for a company, you demand the money back. It's happened in football as well. Ronaldo's come to Manchester United, return, paid 25 million for him, which is not a lot in football, but his contract is 480,000 a week. Reason why he can demand that much money, because the shirt sales, and I'm guessing with Brock, the ratings go up every time he turns up. So, Black-Eyed White Sheep, is WWE playing the long game with Seth and Roman? And do you think Seth will be the guy to finally take the belt off him? Are they playing the long game? I don't know how to put it, but yes, in a way, in terms of we know we got money there between them two, so we can put it on the back burner and do some other stuff. But eventually, in the future, we can start writing a story for them because they've got stories in the bank in them too. And do I think Seth will take the belt off Roman? Nah, I don't. I don't think Seth will take the belt off Roman. I think it'll be Finn or Edge. And I know everyone's going to be like Edge, but yeah, I think eventually Edge is going to win the title before he leaves. And if it's not Roman, it will be the one on Raw. And Finn Balor, I think he'll get destroyed this week. And then, yeah, maybe next year we'll see something, but I think it might be Finn. I can't wait for All Out Sunday Savage. I can't wait either. I can't do live stream. I can't do the watch along for All Out because I don't pay for my All Out. So, I don't pay for my All Out. It's on a stream. I said it. I don't care. Come from me cops, like that. I don't pay for it. I do some other stuff, and because of that, it's probably delayed a little bit. So it's not worth doing it because if it cuts out while I'm watching it, it's going to wind me up. So I'll do reaction videos for it, but probably not going to do. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to lie, man. I love you guys and that, but sometimes when doing watch along, you miss so much because you're trying to interact with everyone and stuff like that. That's why every time we watch a pay per view like SummerSlam, I have to watch it back the next day. But it's all right because I watch it with my son anyway. A and B DM us about going live together again. Yeah, man. Come on, man. I'm down anytime. All we have to do with us is just sort out the time difference. Apart from that, I'm down every time. If you wanted to go live every week, I'm down. Got some stuff in the pipeline. I don't know how the plans for your channel and that going forward, but got a few stuff in the pipeline. And yeah, we'll talk, man. We'll talk for sure because we already know I'm about helping anyone. So or receiving help for the knowledge and stuff like that. Because I ain't gonna lie, with doing the reactions and stuff, Raw drains me, man. Like, it's getting a bit boring, so I have to add some new stuff. Deontay says, I'm praying to God they keep Pete Dunne and push him to the moon. He's staying, but, push him to the moon, we'll see. Because they seem to be pushing Ridge at the moment. Boy, he lost clean. So, Pablo, sit. Good boy. Stay. Good boy. Anna says, I would really like to see Nia in a storyline where women refuse to wrestle her. Then Roman offers her a unique job role in Bloodline Enforcer. Naomi coming into the group and Nia's shadowing her. That would be dope. That would be dope. Kind of like Dakota Kai being shadowed by Raquel Gonzalez for the short space time she was. That's dope. Really savage. Did you finish the tournament? Yeah, that's what I said. I finished it today. So it's back onto the thing now, Cell Saga, which is one of my favorites. So can't wait to finish watching that. I try not to sandbag it and watch them all together though, because then I get disappointed when it's over. Because I think after the Cell Saga, we end up in the Boo Saga. Yeah, Margin Boo. But Margin Vegeta's about, so it's looking good. Legend, never been so excited for a pay-per-view like I am for All Out. You're that excited that you've never been that. Jeez, okay. Fair enough, man. I'm excited for you then if that's the case. It's weird with AEW. I don't get excited for the pay-per-views. I get very intrigued. Like, I don't know. There's still something missing for me, but I don't think it's anything they're doing wrong. I think it's just the fact that I grew up on WWE. So, but I'm excited a little bit for certain matches. Like I said, MJF match. The tag team match I'm excited for as well. Surely the Young Bucks have to lose the title, man. I'm done with these guys, bro. Leg slappers, man. Allow me. Deontay, Alicia Fox should go to AEW. They did nothing with her on WWE, and we never got to see what she can really do. She's good. I think Alicia Fox is done with wrestling, but I don't know, man. Don't know. It's interesting. I don't want them to keep signing up everyone who's WWE because even now, man, when I'm watching AEW, I can see like the roster's going to end up being 90% WWE. Love for Basketball, I got a video dropping about this collab I want to do in December. I'll go into detail about it. Yeah, man, let me know when you've posted it. Send me the link on Instagram. Everyone in the chat who's here, if you're not following me on Instagram, can you follow me on Instagram, please? Because I'm trash on it. And the reason why I don't post anything is because no one follows me. I know it's counterproductive. I probably should do it the other way, but I don't. So, bro, that card is sick. They always deliver in pay-per-views, but I get you on the WWE thing. I was born watching WWF. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that AEW's all of their pay-per-views have been perfect so far. There's just a few standout things in it. I think Thingy was okay. Was it AEW Revolution? Was it? Yeah, I think that one. The one with the Sting match. Sting and Darby Allin versus whoever, I can't remember. And that's when they had the death match between Moxley and Omega. So it's not perfect, but it's very interesting. I'm interested. Their matchups are really good. So I did not like what Sarai did to Mandy Rose's face. Ah, man, that drop kick is lethal, bro. That drop kick is lethal. The one she did the week before was even worse than that. But yeah, man. The deathmatch ending. Yeah, the deathmatch ending. I tried to defend the deathmatch ending, but they could have defended it themselves. So, has anyone watched your Savage? Watch your Insta Savage. It's Hugo the Savage. Hugo the Savage, or I think you can put Pro Wrestling Savage in well, but Hugo the Savage, just search that, you'll see it. Easy business, like that. Why do champions have to be pinned on live television? Nia Jax pinning Charlotte just didn't sit with me well. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Very weird. To be fair, they've done the same thing with Nikki. She cashed in the Money in the Bank contract the week after she lost, and then said she's almost a superhero. They just keep doing it. They just keep doing it, bro. I don't know what it is. Who else did they do it with? Can't remember. They do it quite a lot. They do it with the tag team champions as well. So My issue with Raw is continuing storylines are disjointed. There's no flow between episodes. As a fan, I need to see growth. That's the reason people come back to see. Yeah, Anna. If you talk about Jen, do you think Sarai has a future on the main roster? No, I don't. No, it's nothing to do with her. They won't treat her right. They won't treat her right. So I haven't. Nah. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Just go through the roster now. Anyone who's uh anyone who seems to be foreign speaking doesn't get treated very well on the roster. And I'm not talking about if you're like European, like Scottish or Irish, but anyone else don't seem to be treated well. So I don't have hope for her. I can't wait for Spider-Man No Way Home. Listen, that's the thing I'm most excited for this year. Deontay bring back backstage brawls in WWE. Yeah. My issue with the street fights as well. Start calling it street fights if it's going to be a match outside the ring. Just call it no holds barred or false count anywhere. I know I agree. We're going to get off very soon, but I agree with you wholeheartedly there. Yeah, it's just not very good. I mean, there's a few things I could say for people who don't agree with me, but will at least give it a thought. Is if you have to introduce anyone to wrestling now, Raw in particular, and they ask you what's it about, like what's the story, what's going on, and bear in mind when you tell somebody about something, like if you tell somebody about a movie, you need to give them insight on what's going on, what's the synopsis, how what you know what I mean. If you asked me back in the day about Raw, I'll just listen. I can tell you what's going on with The Rock. I can tell you what's going on with The Godfather. I can tell you what's going on with Test. I can tell you what's going on with the McMahons, with Stone Cold, with Triple H, with Jericho. I can tell you all the stories. Kurt's over here fighting Shane, and this is going on, and the reason why he's fighting Shane is because he did this to his dad. I can, you know what I mean? So I can do that. But if you ask somebody about Raw, you can't tell them anything. And another key example is if you miss an episode of Raw and come back and watch it the next week, you won't need to watch the previous episode. Nothing's changed. It'll just repeat itself. So you're not missing out on any story. Like I'm trying to think of a story where like something happened I don't know. Even with Bray Wyatt, and this is why it's a bit of a madness getting rid of Bray, but with Bray Wyatt, if you miss an episode of the Funhouse, you need to go watch the one before, and you can't just watch an episode of you can't watch this Funhouse and not watch the one prior because there was something that he dropped in the last one. You know what I'm saying? So there's no story behind. As much as I love the match between Damien Priest, Sheamus, and Bobby Lashley, I thought it was dope. No, Drew McIntyre. I thought the match was dope. But if they're gonna repeat it on Raw next week in some capacity, probably. And if you miss this Raw and watch next week's Raw, trust me, you won't lose out on anything. Watch last week's Raw. Miz turned on Morrison, and Alexa Bliss comes out and just looks at Charlotte. And then this week, it's a complete new episode. This is not episodic TV, what we're watching. This is standalone house shows is what Raw's turned into. And standalone, I really mean it. Honestly, like, what story do you need to be invested in now that you can't miss? Nothing. There's no story. And don't get me wrong, it ain't just Raw, but Raw's the worst for it. What's the story? I can't think of the last 3 months. Why did the Viking Raiders keep coming out and fighting Amos and AJ? Why is Mansoor and Ali? Why do they keep fighting T-Bar and Mace? Why is Shayna Baszler and Nia still a tag team when they had a little argument? Where did Shayna go? No story behind it. Okay, she got chased by a doll, but where did she go? Why is Nia just on a tear up all of a sudden? Why? I'm not even going to talk about. Why is I think, you know what? The 24/7 title, I'm excluding it from my life, bro. I love R-Truth. I love Tozawa. Reginald's really talented, but I'm not. That thing is clown business. Yeah, Alexa Bliss is just fine. She's fine on Instagram. She's been partying and that, so she's all right. She's in Ohio visiting people. That's fine. I have no problem with it. But can we get a vignette? Can we get a recorded vignette? You know what I mean? Where was the Elias vignette this week? Didn't need one because standalone stuff. Like what's Ricochet doing? Is he all right? Why is Karrion Kross fighting Humberto Carrillo? Where's Keith Lee? Why is me like? Yeah, there you have it. Black-hearted white sheep. Happy Corbin is my new favorite character. I prefer Broke Corbin, but let's analyze the fact of why he's so perfect. The story. If he just came out as Broke Baron in a dirty shirt and wrestled and then just walked off every week, no one would care. But the fact he starts speaking about cryptocurrency and stock markets and he lost all of his money and he has to, you know what I mean? He's telling you how he got to work, the reason why he's late, what he needs money for, stories. I'm just saying. People are just disappearing and turning up and doesn't matter and doesn't. Savage, if you're introducing people nowadays, you should start with AEW and Roman, says Brocky. I'm not going to disrespect SmackDown like that. I like SmackDown, so I can introduce them to SmackDown as well. But there is some continuity problems there as well. And AEW do it as well. They do it as well with some stuff that are just matches. But Raw is the worst for it. That's like, I don't. David says bring back hardcore matches. I'd like that. Yeah, I mean, you can do it without blood, so I wouldn't mind that. Kendo sticks, dustbin cans, trolleys, car signs. I'm here for it. Yeah, it's just all a bit weird. It's all a bit weird. Like, AJ, do you want to explain why Amos is with you in the first place? Like, we know he was your bodyguard, but why is he with you? Like, why did you go for this guy? Riddle, I know that you love Randy, and in interviews, Riddle tells you why he's with Randy. But can you not tell us on Raw why you're with Randy? He literally says that he looked up to Randy. He used to watch Randy a lot. He said that when he joined the company, he really wanted to team with him. Can you tell us on the main roster, please, so we know why? Rhea Ripley, what is her story? Like, honestly, what's her story? Like, she's just like, where's her brutality? Why is this her character? Why did all of a sudden her makeup turn dark and she starts stamping her feet all the time? I want to know why. Why is that? I want to know. I just want to know all these things, man. Wrestling as a whole needs to start explaining stuff. Explaining characters and things like that. Not just Raw, but like I said, Raw's the worst for it. And that's the point. It's like they have zero capacity to tell two stories at once. They can only concentrate on one at a time, to the downfall of the rest of the show and talent. I agree. And worse than that, there's enough time for it because it's 3 hours long. And Nick Khan's talking about making it 4 hours. I just don't understand. Deontay says, where are the Chinese two main girls on AEW they're missing? Main girls? Don't know. How come WWE and AEW? I mean, Daniel, that's not a serious question. How come AEW and WWE ain't done a crossover? Come on, man. Come on. The crossovers WWE had before were with themselves. Like, Vince didn't have a crossover with WCW until he brought the company. NXT versus the main roster was a crossover. Well, SmackDown versus Raw, but AEW versus WWE, you know, we know why. If I controlled the draft, I'd send Drew, Keith Lee, Ricochet, and Sheamus to SmackDown and Bianca Cesaro and Sami Zayn to Raw. That's not a bad shot, to be fair. It just moves on to my last point about Raw, though, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Raw. But you know, it's Monday Night Raw is made for kids that don't watch it. I mean, I've just explained. I just said the same thing. There was a point to it, but they could have done it much better. The heel turn was soft. Um, Morrison cut a promo into the camera like just weird, and then said next week I'm going to get Miz, and then the week after the Miz wasn't there. Shout out to Grant in the chat. Anna, the doorman, AW's nailed, glued, and barricaded shot. It would never have a crossover. Yeah, it would never happen. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. The most crossovers you'll get is on maybe one of the Twitch channels or something. But even then, someone might get sacked. I didn't want to say you're going to create and to collab soon. Oh, hey, shout out to you, bro. But yeah, just my last thought, and you know what I mean, everyone doesn't have to agree, but I really believe that WWE Raw, and this is down to Nick Khan. Yeah, Grant, I spoke about that earlier. It's made for kids, but kids don't watch Raw. Now, obviously, I'm generalizing, but think of it. I live in the UK, so Anna lives in the UK. So first of all, there's no kids. The kids ain't even awake to be watching Raw. The ones what they're targeting. The teenagers are not going to think this is cool. Whereas the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, teenagers thought it was cool what was going on. There was cool characters. There was cool stories. They wasn't babyish. It made you feel like an adult if you was a child. If you was an adult already, it made you feel younger, and you know what I mean. And if you was a kid, you thought it was edgy. Like, I shouldn't be watching this. In the UK, when Raw comes on, it is 1 a.m. in the morning. So there's no kids watching it because it finishes at 4 and they've got school the next day. No one's watching it. In America, I don't know about the East Coast, West Coast business, but I know a lot of yous will get it at like 8 p.m. and it'll finish at 11. Again, the kids, what they're targeting, they're going to bed. They're going to bed. They're not watching Raw. Not only that, we're in 2021 where not just kids, but everyone's attention span is a little bit less. That's why YouTube keep telling us, YouTube content creators, to tell you like the most optimum video is to make it around 8 minutes because people's attention spans. And this isn't false. My analytics show me the attention span of people, where the people turn off the videos, how long they make it into the video. When people suspect there's a outro coming, they'll just get off it early. Even I do it. So who are you making it for? Also, the third hour of Raw is supposed to be the dark hour, but the kids are already in bed. So who's up watching Nikki Cross then? Who's up watching Nikki ASH? Nothing against her herself. Who's watching that character? The kids like Reginald and stuff. I'm sure they do, but the kids are sleeping. So I don't know what, because all I've seen in the last few weeks is they keep setting up these 24/7 stuff just so Reginald could do something impressive, so we can hang off a tree, so we can front flip over a car, so we can jump off a bridge. They've got the whole thing wrong, and I know that Nick Khan with marketing, because apparently they sold out of Lily dolls. Maybe you just didn't make enough, but okay. The kids that are watching wrestling are the ones at the show, live shows, house shows. Apart from that, no one ain't watching it, bro. Even my own son, my own son is one of the biggest wrestling fans you'll ever get. Bro, this kid hardly watches Raw now. And he's the example I said about if you miss it and watch it 2 weeks after, you'll be fine, because he's missed a few. I put the YouTube clips on. It's like, oh, okay, it was trash. Anna agrees 100%. Savage, you can name it from now on. Monday night, it sucks. This is also why Vince cuts names down to capture retain. Yeah, it is. Even if you watch Riddle's last interview on BT Sports, and they asked him how come your name's gone from Matt Riddle to Riddle, And he said originally he wanted to be called Matthew Riddle, but he was told that on commentary it sounds better just to have the shorter name, and then they even shortened it down from Matt to Riddle. So you got Riddle. Ali's first name got took off him. Biggie Langston got took off him. Kofi. No one says Xavier. They don't. You know what I mean? Trust me, soon enough, Rhea Ripley's name will just be Ripley. So, Love Basketball says I don't even watch Raw. I understand. Just listen to why I watch Raw in hope, and in hope of what happens next. And obviously, I decided to base my channel on wrestling. So, yeah, Real Deal Stewart. Those who know Daphne, she's passed away. I don't know who that is, brother. Anna, let me know who you're talking about. I'm a little confused. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Any questions, guys? 'Cause I'm gonna head off in 8 minutes. Pablo's sleeping right now, but you're not talking about the pro wrestler, Daphne? No. I saw the IG clip. That's bad, man. Yeah, I remember a TNA stuff more than the WCW stuff. That's so sad. That's so sad. That's the one with like the gothic makeup on it. She gave me Paige vibes. That's bad. Yeah, R.I.P. Daphne, man. Didn't she used to be called Shark Girl for a bit? Did I make that up, Anna? She used to be called Shark Girl, on it. R.I.P. man. Yeah, that's sad news, man. I told you Savage Smackdown is the best show in the world. Yeah, I'm about to be 20 on the 12th, and I have never seen a more trash show. Yeah, happy days, but I'm pretty sure she used to be called Shark Girl. Let me know if I'm right, man. Or she used to be called Shark Girl and Lucy at one point, I think, if it's the same lady. Yeah, yeah. I know. I only saw running through, like, when you run through the timeline thing at the top, because um, I think I follow her, to be fair, so I think that's the reason why it come up. But I'll just skip through everyone's things. I don't watch most people's stuff on. I didn't take kindly to giving him his name because it comes to Muhammad. There's only one. So the legend that is Muhammad Ali. I don't understand what you. Wait there. What you? I'm so confused. With Ali, I didn't take too kindly to him giving his name, because when it comes to Muhammad Ali, there is only one, and for him to have the same name is just disrespect to a legend. His name Mustafa Ali. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Yeah, that's it, man. The David Flair thing. That's what I remember. Oh, okay. You knew it just for the TNA stuff. I remember being shocked, but yeah. Oh, God damn, man. Let's go. Savage, since your favorite team is Liverpool, who, in your opinion, is the most overrated player in the whole history of Liverpool? We don't have overrated players in Liverpool, bro. What are you talking about? Come on now. If we're gonna talk overhead, it's gonna be somebody who it'll be somebody who's young and got hyped up at the beginning. Jay Spearing. Happy Days. I think you might be right about the other names with Daphne. Yeah, I remember Shark Girl. I remember Lucy. Shot Girl Lucy. Was it Draculetta or something like that? Oh yeah, Anna says it's Shot Girl as well, so I was right. Okay. It's sad. It's actually sad, man. I hope Kairi Sane comes back. Her and Oscar was a serious problem together. Yeah. Daniel Dudley, I thought it was Muhammad. Nah, his name's Mustafa Ali. And you can't say it's disrespectful to Muhammad Ali because the name Muhammad is a religious name, isn't it? I think it's the most popular name on the planet. So there's loads of Muhammad Alis. We already talked about Charlotte and Nia Happy Days. But yeah, I just thought it was over. I thought it was an overreaction from everyone, but it was a bit of a messy match. Yeah, and Lucy. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. That's messed me up a little bit still. Oh, thank you, thanks. Happy Days. Yeah. Think I might jump off now because that's messed me up a little bit. I didn't. No offense to anyone whoever put that in the chat. You know what I mean, glad you let me know in that, but damn, I hate stuff like that, man. Because you know what I mean, I have close connection with things like that, and I've seen it too much in my life, bro. So R.I.P to her. Yeah, because I don't know, it's a shambles. I hope everyone's well in the chat though. Thanks everyone for coming along. You know, like that. Yeah, madness. Madness. So what's saying in the chat? Any more questions, guys? Get them in now. Jumping off in a bit. Stream on moving a bit mad still. Okay, there's more questions. Yeah, Savage just Savage, I can't wait for Smackdown and AEW Rampage this week. Yeah, me either. Anna, thanks for a great stream. Yeah, thanks for joining me, Anna, man. You know, like that. Happy days, take care, Savage. I joined your chat a little late due to work, but still a fan. Oh, happy days anytime, man. You know what I mean? Week in, week out, we'll be here. So I love basketball, so I'll send you the video, drop it. Yeah, just send me the video, bro. Please stay safe. All right, listen, guys, thanks for joining me, man. That's terrible news at the end. But yeah, man, some people going through some dark stuff. And I don't know, man. Especially at about 45, isn't it? Because she's been around for a bit, but massive potential. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like she's my favorite wrestler or anything like that, but massive potential. The answer says, what does Jinder Mahal need? I think Jinder Mahal should do a babyface run with him. That's what I think. And who do you think Liverpool's most underrated player is in Liverpool? In Liverpool history is a little bit hard, but probably Jamie Carragher, to be honest. People talk about him like he was terrible. He's not. So, me and says, see you next Thursday. Yeah, man. See you then. I'm definitely going to jump off, guys, because I've been on here a bit and listen, I ain't going to lie. I'm a bit soft in it. I don't like spending so much time away from my puppy, bro. So, you know what I mean? And I got cleaning to do. So shout out to everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining me. Definitely back next Thursday. Reactions coming. What we got tomorrow, Friday? We got Smackdown coming, AEW Rampage, AEW All Out. And yeah, I'll probably try and find some more stuff to put on that. But yeah, guys, you've all been dope. It's been fun. And yeah, you know the vibes. You know what's coming. I've been your boy Savage. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. R.I.P. Daphne, man. Run.